Hi, everyone. Okay, lovely. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the chariot card. And then when the chariot card shows up, it asks us to really examine whether we are in charge, that we are have the reins and we are steering our life in the direction we want it to go. Um, the traditional card has two horses and a chariot, and the horses are both trying to go different ways, and there's someone in the chariot, and the choice presented to this person in the chariot is, are you just going to sit in the chariot and allow these animals that are, they're herd animals, they're governed by fight or flight, and so they're going to most likely flee, and they both want to flee in other directions, so they're reactionary is the point. Um, they're not thinking, okay, I think I'm going to run over in that direction. They're fleeing from something. So, how have you been conducting yourself in your life? Have you been taking this job not because you necessarily want that job, but because it was a means to an end to get away from the job that you did not like? That's a reaction. Um, that's not, I want this type of job and I'm taking the action, the proper steps to get the job that I want. It's just like, I'm taking this job because it seems like a better choice because I didn't like the job I had. What were your goals and ambitions? Are you still on that same course, or did you hit a detour and now you're completely in a different direction than you wanted to go originally? Um, so there's a sense of course correction going on in the month rule for you, recalibrating. Wait a minute, where was I going? Why did why did I end up this way? Why did I end up here? This isn't even where I wanted to be. I wanted to live in by the ocean, and I'm just here because I didn't like that job, so I took this job, and then I was in that job and I got a promotion and they moved me here, and this is nowhere near the beach. Or I was in this bad relationship and this person came along, and it was seemed like I didn't want to be lonely, so I started with this person, and now I've been in this relationship for this long and I'm this age, and if I want to have kids, you see what I'm saying? So examining, really doing a check-in with yourself in all aspects of your life. How did I get to this weight? I used to exercise. I was going to be a person that exercised, and I was and stayed on top of my health. And then you have kids and you're busy, or your job's busy and exhausting, and you don't have the energy. But so we need to examine all these things, write it down. Where did you want to go? Where are you? And start course correcting this month. How can you get back on track? It's not an energy to feel bad about. It's an inspiring energy, okay? So it's acknowledging where you may have gone off path, but understanding that you can get back to where you want to be, but you have to take action, not continue to go through life reacting to things and allowing that to plot your course. We have the world here, and this is coming full circle. This is a culmination and a new beginning. So you may need to wrap up some parts of your life, some maybe just bad habits. It could be some big things for some of you, like a job, a relationship, where you live. You could be wrapping things up to move. You could be moving somewhere out of the country. But you're thinking on a global, a bigger, a higher perspective. The possibilities are endless. Where did you want to go? Opening up your mind to really, instead of just, only seeing the perimeter around your house and where you work and where you go on a daily basis, that's no longer you no longer have tunnel vision. You're kind of opening it up and you're looking at the big picture and where you can possibly go, and looking at maybe tying some things up so that you can move forward. You're even, it's sort of a lightness, like you don't feel tied down anymore with this realization. I don't have to stay in this job. I don't have to live here anymore. I don't have to stay in this house. Maybe you want to sell, maybe you ended up with this big house, expensive house, because somehow you got it in your head that you needed this big expensive house with stainless steel everything and all this bullshit, and you don't want that anymore because you want to travel the world. So you drastically downsize. Lightening your load. This has been coming up reading after reading this month of decluttering, spring cleaning. I know it's not spring everywhere in the world, but that sense of lightening your load. And this is a card of lightness, of socializing, of getting out there, of feeling better, of playing, of networking. And so talk to other people, dream, figure things out, network, see how it is to live where you might want to live. See if there are opportunities in your business. You can at least, maybe if you still have your dream job, maybe they have a way of you relocating to somewhere that you like better, or vice versa. And it's funny, the Wheel of Fortune is like, I often read as a card of your fortune changing, and this wheel is always turning, and some days you're up, some days you're down. This is just uncontrolled influences. But I sort of feel like by changing your thinking, all of a sudden it seems like there are all these possibilities and your fortune is changing for the better. But I feel like it's, you have created that through your outlook and how you're approaching life. It's like, oh, these opportunities are starting to come in, but it's really, maybe we're always there all the time. You just had that tunnel vision again. You were so focused on the concrete and the present in your little, very small, seemingly sphere of influence. That's very small, but it's not small. It's global. It's whatever you want it to be. And your fortune starts changing. I will say the lesson of this card is to ride in the center of the wheel, because you may not feel the highs and the lows, but you're able to deal with whatever life throws at you in a grounded, centered way without it throwing you off and veering you off course and making knee-jerk reactions, right? So we have the Seven of Wands. So for me, for this card, it's about defending yourself without being defensive. You may feel like you have to walk through fire for some reason this month, or brave something in order, maybe your partner isn't going to support you, and it's sort of the straw that breaks the camel's back that you've been allowing someone to hold you back, or they haven't been, or maybe you moved for someone else and they're not considering your dreams and desires, and you have to stand up for yourself, take a stand. But don't feel you have to be defensive about what you want out of your life. So we only get one shot at this. It doesn't mean you're being callous and not considering other people, but you deserve to live the life you want to lead as much as anyone else. So if you are partnered, there needs to be compromise on both sides. Then you just have this amazing King of Pentacles, this King of Gardens, that just is like, we can make this happen. It may not happen instantly. He is not about instant gratification. He's about the long game, the long goal, but he can get this chariot roadworthy and figure out where to go and how much gas you'll need and how long it's going to take and what you need to do in order to get the job you want, the house you want, the lifestyle you want, and all those things to make it happen. That's what this guy does. And he says, you want that type of job? That's great. You're going to have to work for it. And it may take some time, but at least now you're working towards what you really want, and you're not stuck in your tunnel vision life just reacting to events as they come, and that being the only impetus for change in your life. You are the, what's that? Be the change you want to see in the world. Well, be the change you want to see for yourself. And you have to do that first before you're going to be affecting the world on a global scale. Ooh, I like that. That just... So how are you going to change yourself before you start worrying about changing other people? He can help you do it. But it is going to take some work, but opportunities and good luck and prosperity and success, they all come from hard work. Okay? That's just the way it is. But it's gonna be something you want to work, you're enjoying working towards. Just think how much time and energy we put into things we don't feel we really have any skin in the game. Look at our job. A lot of people have jobs that it's just a paycheck. It's not what we want to do. So what if you're channeling that energy into something that really means something? We're going to be happy to put that work in. And the Four of Wands, the Four of Swords, this is healing, meditation, quieting the mind, wisdom, kind of sitting with this realization of there was a lot of energy and deep, profound sort of realizations that we just talked about. And this is sitting with that for a while and accepting it and allowing it and being okay with it. I can imagine this guy sitting in the center. Remember when I talked about being centered, you can deal with the ups and downs. So this is him. This is you being centered. And maybe this seems like a bit of an upheaval with everything that's going on, getting your life back on track to where you want to go. But look how beautifully you're handling it. And I'm very sorry. Look at the wisdom you're gaining from this situation and the calmness and the peace and knowing that you're back on track and that no matter how long it's going to take, it's like a relief. I'm back on track. I'm have my life going to where I want it to go. And it's a really beautiful, serene feeling that you're going to get from doing this hard work and figuring out where you want to steer your life and no longer allowing yourself to be like a pinball in a pinball machine and just bounced around as different situations come up. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful reading for you guys. I hope you have a wonderful month. Take care.